we are sitting at a resistance level here, the highest it's ever been. And we are sitting at a support level right here, and it is uptrending. So you can kind of see on the 4-hour chart, we've developed a pennant pattern where you have higher lows and then it's kind of flat at the top. So when you have a pennant pattern, you'll do this zigzag pattern within the confines of that pennant pattern, but then it will eventually break out, and it's a little bit of a guess as to which way it's going to go. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. All right, so I'm kind of watching it here, and just being uptrending is not enough to entice me to get into a long at this point. Kind of thinking, all right, at the 30-day chart right down here, I put in an alert. It kind of went flat right through here, and that's kind of where you see a bunch of orders changing hands right through there. Kind of a, what do they call it? An order the supply zone, I think they call it. And it's also, it happens to be where the gold SMA is. So I think that's a pretty decent support level. If it does drop, not sure what it's going to do at this point. Again, not really, I'm not in a position yet. All right, when it broke through that support level right there, I decided short was the better way to go. So I put in an order, short order, and a very conservative exit order, and it's kind of behind the candles, but it's basically at that last low that it made. A little worried at this point because now the MACD is pretty low, the RSI is tipping up, and it's already starting to bounce up again. Kind of go flat there, and it was hopeful. All right, I'm definitely expecting it to go up and test that red price line again, but I just don't know how far it's going to drop before it does that. Okay, and if we look at the 30-day MACD, the right down here, it looks like it's about to do a death cross. It's really tiny, I know, but it's high. It's very, very high above the average line, which is down there off the screen, and it looks like it's tipping and crossing and probably going to drop. So I'm very hopeful about this trade so far. And there I got executed, and I got filled, maybe is the better word to say, and I made 150 on my first trade. So that was very, very nice. Okay, kind of watching and waiting and trying to analyze carefully. Looks like the MACD is maybe starting to turn up. We can see where the cursor is here, that this is the lowest, the low that it had before. And it's possible that it is going to hold up. That's a pretty decent support. All right, here it dropped through it again, just a little bit. So at this point, it's possible that it will drop down to the blue line. Still haven't made my second trade yet. I'm just kind of watching. I'm trying to be very cautious right now. Okay, it flattened out here, and it's really, really close to that blue line. It's very possible it'll bounce up at this point because the MACD is super low. So I did a long position here, and way, way, way up here is my exit order, which, you know, again, I doubt that it will probably get up that far, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's a pretty decent place to get out, is that actually the lower of the peaks, the blue line here. There's kind of two ceiling levels here that it has. Okay, it did drop down to that blue line, and it's less than 5 minutes to opening bell. And it dropped through the blue line, so that's pretty worrisome. However, the MACD down here is very, very low, so I kind of expect it to bounce off and come up, and you can see that's kind of at a support right over here, so not too worried. It just is struggling to get up there for sure. At $187 loss so far, but how the price action is coming closer to the gold SMA is very encouraging, and I suspect it will come up through it here soon. I did a switcheroo here. I got into a short position. So the reason I did, I think, is because it has broken pretty decisively through that support level right up here. So now I'm in a short position at a $450 loss. And it looks like perhaps it is going to drop. And it went up, and I decided that this was not a good sign, that it looks like it's going to bounce. And that was a break through that resistance level there. So I did a reverse. I'm in a long now, trying to keep my losses at bay here. It's been not a super good morning for trading decisions, but hey, it does look like maybe this one will work out. It's going to go up. All right, it hit that support line, and I decided that was good enough for me. I thought at this point I would like to probably do a reverse and do a short. I'm not quite sure what's going on here because it's way below where I am now. I did get into a short, and it did go way up. And so I'm hoping that it will drop at this point. And I did another reverse, but for some reason my order is like way up here. And so it's probably going to get filled kind of where it sits. And then so that's exactly what happened. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. If it was moving super fast or what. This is actually Monday that I'm making this video, so it's kind of hindsight that I'm going over this video here, watching my trades. All right, so I'm in a long position here. I've actually gotten back into the green. I'm making some money now, and it does look like it's bouncing up. So a long position, I think, is a good place to be, and I've already made a fair amount of money right here. Again, I think it's probably going to get up to the blue line, which would be awesome. That would be an incredible trade, but it just is struggling to get up there. Oof, and it dropped way back down again, and I got into a negative $350 position again. The MACD is turning. RSI is super low. I do think it's probably going to bounce up again. Not too worried. Hey, I've got back all my losses pretty much right here, but it's at a resistance level. This is looking really good for a bounce up, honestly. That's pretty nice looking. So I am in a long position, and I've lowered my exit order at a more reasonable place, but it looks like maybe I've missed that because we are already turning down. And so I decided that I just waited out at this point because I didn't get it turned around in time. So I think it's going to bounce off that point and then go up. Looking good. Okay, I'm back in the green again, pretty much break even. I haven't made or lost anything so far. And I decided to protect my profit at this point because we are at 10:30, and this may just be one of those days where I don't make any money at all. At this point, it's what I'm kind of thinking. Okay, so it dropped back down, and I got stopped out, and then I got into a long position almost right away, and I've got stops and limit orders set at peaks and valleys here. And it looks like I got stopped out. I immediately got back into another long position again. And it went up, and I am raising that stop up as it goes so that I can make sure that I grab some profit. And I got out. I'm still just like at a $37 loss. So I'm just like, haven't really made anything, haven't really lost anything too much. And I think it is going to go up. So that's more long term though. I think short term it's going to go down here. So I did a short, and I've got my limit order set at a very conservative place here, and I've got a stop set pretty high up there. But again, I'm willing to, because my losses so far aren't that great. This is going to be a $150 loss, which for the day is not too bad, all things considered. Okay, so I've brought in my orders because it doesn't seem to be wanting to drop, and I just want to get out of this place. And then I got into a long position here. And again, I've got my trigger order set here. It went up and grabbed it, and now I've made $75. Basically, that covers my commissions. All right, so I decided to do another trade here, which is a long, but I want to get in kind of a little bit lower than the price action is at the moment. Now, the MACD is turning down, so I'm looking back on this, and I'm kind of concerned, actually, that I didn't get in a super great place there. The wick grabbed it, so I'm in a long position, and it's starting to go up, and I've raised up my stop to keep myself from losing anything on this and hoping it goes all the way up there. And it didn't really want to go up, so I raised up my stop to just get out at that point. Now I've made $150. I've done 11 trades, so this has been a very difficult trading day. It is 10:49 at this point. So yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit tired here. Okay, it looks like it bounced off that point, and I did get in a long right there, which was awesome. So I'm in a long position and thinking it'll probably go up a bit. And it went up to that point. It kind of slowed down a little bit, so I went ahead and got out. $300 profit, 12 trades, and I decided that was enough. It was about 2 hours worth of trading, and I'd made over $200 of profit with all my commissions coming out. That was a lot of trades for one day, and I called it good.